All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter Statter. So, it looks like we've got a bunch of people in the house, and it looks like Midnight Frequency Radio was one of the first people here. Shock might have been before him because she was putting up the schedule and stuff, but she does that with everybody. So, Midnight Frequency Radio number one today. We've got Terry in Scotland and Thomas a Turtle, and we've got Darlene, and we've got Rick coming in. Let's see here, who else we get in the house. Looks like we've got Pacola T, who's sailing away to somewhere. I'm gonna guess probably Alaska if she's cruising from Seattle. That's what I'm gonna guess. And let's see, show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, because I need to know now. All right, that looks like PPP Bang is in the house. Good deal. And Terry in Scotland saying that my hair looks lovely tonight. Fantastic, because I just took it out of a scrunchie and I forgot to check to see what my hair looked like in the mirror before I pressed the button. All right, it looks like Terry just threw down 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much. And yes, Darlene wondering where in the world is Pacola T off to? So hopefully she will let us know. Wow, yeah, that was weird. And right now we're going to get the party started because here's the deal. PPP Bang, he still believes. Yes, he does. All right, that cat staring at you with the beautiful green eyes. All right, you guys, so for those of you who are in the United States of America, do you still have all your fingers and toes? Are they in good condition? Mine are not, but not because of the holiday, because I got into a fight with an immersion blender. And you know that little thing? This little thing right here, this little pokey thing, yeah, it poked into my finger, and I don't really know how it happened. It didn't slice my finger, I don't know how it happened, but whatever, it happened, and now I've got a Band-Aid. A tool of digital destruction. Absolutely, Rick. I kind of think it was my finger bone that stopped it from going any further. Oddly enough, it didn't hurt. It still doesn't hurt. I'm not sure what happened there, but I didn't go to the doctor, and I hope that's cool. And let's see here. Kevin Stokes is in the house. Good to see you. Forgot what track of day. Well, you've lost track of what day it is. Me too. Shock. Nerve damage. Hard to say, maybe, but I can still feel things on the tip of my finger. I can still move the finger. I can still feel stuff. I mean, if I lost nerve damage, it's like to this area right above my nail bed. So I don't know. I don't know. And I let it bleed. I hope you let it bleed out a lot before you compressed it. I did. Yeah, I did. And how come, says PPP Bang? Because with puncture wounds, the wound goes deep, and any kind of debris, pathogen, infection, foreign matter, the blood will help flush it out. Whereas if you close it up right away, the blood, and then keep it so it doesn't bleed, it has a greater risk of having the foreign material or the bacteria stay in there and start a big old painful infection. And so, you never thought about that before. Yeah, you kind of want to okay, first off, for all y'all who are even inclined to not like this kind of conversation, plug your ears. But basically, you kind of want, if it's like an artery or something that's like bleeding, you obviously don't want to do this. But if it's a general cut, you kind of want to milk the wound a little bit before you close it up, so it gets all that, it bleeds out whatever might be in there. And I would grow a big old banana out of my hand. Yeah, exactly. It would have been, because yeah, I was whirring up the bananas, the frozen nanners, to make some frozen nanner ice cream. And did I learn my lesson? No. I have 4 more bananas in the freezer right now waiting to be turned into nanner ice cream, so right there. And let's see here, at least the bandage is staying all white. Yes, it is. And you've used 8 Band-Aids since you retired, missing the company safety meetings. Trail dust. That's funny. Yeah, I ignored several safety protocols when I decided to stick my finger in where the blades were. So what I did would definitely be the subject of a safety meeting had I done this at work. And yes, Puzzycat, welcome to the Massacre channel. Yeah, I normally don't like to talk about these kind of things because it's gross. But yeah, I really did yesterday think I was going to have to somehow get myself to the hospital with this hanging from my finger, because I couldn't get my finger. It was stuck. You know, do you see how like there's tall parts and there's short parts? My finger was stuck on the blade. Yeah, on the blade between the wall. I was like this, and it was just hanging off my finger. And but I eventually figured out how to get it off my finger. And once I got it off my finger, I realized the wound was very clean. There wasn't a whole lot to stitch up because it sort of, anyway, yeah. Right. Dude, unplug the device. I didn't even have to unplug. I could remove the thing from the machine. I could have just removed the head from the machine, right? And it, but did I unplug it? No, I did. I ignored any and all safety protocol, which is why there would be a meeting about me if this happened at work. And yes, exactly. You have one of those that makes nice puree. Yes, they really are wonderful. They're really wonderful. Immersion blenders, aside from what it did to me, it's really quite wonderful. And let's see here. The blade was embedding into your finger. That's why, yeah, sharp blades. I bet you don't do that again. Yes, exactly. And, yeah, exactly. Mad Statter was a 53-year-old woman living in Burien. When she was old enough to know better. And honestly, y'all, this isn't the first time I've injured myself with an immersion blender. I would love to say that I am smarter than that, but unfortunately, this isn't the first time I've hurt myself with an immersion blender. So now that I'm remembering that incident, I'm not so sure I learned my lesson. Yeah. Is this blood, guts, and gore going to affect our food talk? Hopefully not. I'm not sure I have food talk, though. So we're going to have to come up with some food talk. But, all right, on the topic of food talk, totally, and I don't have it. For those of you who have Trader Joe's in your area, Trader Joe's has a dill pickle mustard. It's just like a mustard, sort of. Not quite, not a Dijon really, and not quite French's, sort of like an in-between French's yellow and a Dijon. But it's got dill pickle, I guess, juice in it. So it's dill pickle mustard. Holy flirking snit, y'all. You can just use that and just a little tiny bit of mayonnaise, and suddenly, like, you have got the best devil's eggs in the world. You can make that at home with dill pickle and some mustard. That's true, you can, but the flavor profile on this is just so Cami does. You can keep it in your purse. She likes it so much, she keeps a bottle of it in her purse. And DJ Smook, good to see you. Good to see you. Terry in Scotland, no Trader Joe's in the UK. No, probably not. And it is scientifically engineered to hit all of the buttons in your mouthpices. Your mouthpices. Don't you point your finger at people? Well, I do oftentimes, but now I point my bandaged finger at people and stuffuses because I'm not always carrying this weapon to point at people, even though I should. Because this weapon, when used in the wrong hands, my hands, can be deadly. And are you scared? Oh, well, okay, so you want to be frightened, people. I'm going to show you something frightening. Frightening. So, PBB Bang, you haven't been here for a while. You might not know this. DJ Smook, you might know this. Everybody else probably already knows this. Last month, on May 31st, so a month ago or whatever. Anyway, I had a stroke. It was problematic. As it turns out, actually, it was my second stroke. The first stroke that I had, I never knew about, but that's beside the point. I got my bill for the stroke. Strokes are very expensive. The main part of my bill was $127,651. No, that's not right. $127,650.31. That's how expensive it is to get a stroke. So if you want to be scared, I can scare you right now. I'll scare you into having a stroke, my friend. This is how much it costs to have a stroke in this country. $127,650.31. That is right. And that's just the hospital bill. Well, actually, there's another $1,600 for hospital bills. And that, if you notice, there's one little bit. Yeah, the bill for the stroke will also give you a stroke. Exactly. Now, if you notice at the top, there is one little charge. It's $491 that may or may not be covered by insurance. Insurance is still deciding if they're going to pay for it. And that $491 was for a 15-minute visit with a psychiatrist. Now, I did not ask the psychiatrist to come into my room. It sort of seemed like it was the psychologist and psychiatrist. They were brought into the room. I don't know if it's because they thought I was extra crazy. I was under the impression that it was because having a stroke is a traumatic event and they wanted to hook me up with therapy in case I needed to go to therapy for the traumatic event of having a stroke. This was the way it was presented to me. It really didn't seem optional, you know what I'm saying? And so the psychiatrist came in and talked to me for 15 minutes and then left. And so that costs $491. And the insurance company isn't really sure they're going to pay for it. I don't know why. All I know is that's what it says. If I click on the view details on my bill, the only thing that hasn't been covered is the psychiatrist visit. They're still thinking about it. So that's kind of annoying. But if you want to know what it is that made up the majority of my bill, that would be the pharmacy. The pharmacy, this is a line item detail of my bill. The pharmacy, I owe $43,009.85. And, wow, right? Okay. So, your MRI cost you $1,000. Yeah, actually, I still don't have the bill from the MRI yet. So there will be more and extra money that I'll be probably owing, unless they 100% cover the MRI. And at this point, my deductible's been met, so maybe they will. I'm not really sure. All I know is I haven't gotten the bill for the MRI yet, and so I don't know how much I will owe for the MRI. But what I do know is this, y'all. And I'm going to go back to that line item pharmacy. Let's see here. Terry in Scotland bragging and not bragging, sort of lamenting and bragging. I have to go to the hospital on excuse me. I have to go to the hospital on Tuesday for another bacteria injection. I won't take any money with me because it won't be needed. So see, that's the two tones that I'm reading in Terry. I have to go to the hospital on Tuesday for another bacteria injection. But I won't take any money with me as it won't be needed. Mm-hmm. And I'm waiting to see what I'll be getting for your 2 MRIs that you had recently. Right. And PPP Bang. Hey there, Jess Bequin, huh? I'm just going to call you Jess. And hey there, Jess. Let's see here. In Finland, healthcare is pretty cheap, but dentist stuff is more expensive. I had 2 wisdom teeth removed, and that was like $300. I'm going to assume what you meant when you said more expensive is in Finland, healthcare is pretty cheap, but in Finland, dentist stuff is more expensive than regular healthcare stuff. Because let me tell you right now, baby doll, 2 wisdom teeth removed in the United States would cost way more than $300. Probably you're looking at a $2,500 bill from the dentist, easily peasily. And yeah, dental work, even when you have dental insurance. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, just in case, when we say medical insurance, just so you know, medical insurance doesn't cover eyes, doesn't cover these glasses, doesn't cover that, and it doesn't cover your teethuses. Those, dental insurance, eye care insurance. Dental insurance, eye care insurance, medical insurance is everything else. Medical's the body, dental is your teethuses, optometry is your eyeglass insurance. All 3 different insurances for your one body, even though they all are interconnected, and your teeth health can affect your heart health. And so, yeah. And Verity Undefined, by chance, was it a Catholic hospital? Why, lo and behold, indeedly do, my friend. Let's see, wait, hold on. Yes, as you can see clearly from the bill, which you might not have looked at before, St. Joseph's Medical Center is indeedly do a Catholic hospital. Catholic hospitals, and by the way, good to see you, Verity. Catholic hospitals are pretty hard not to run into these days. Almost all the hospitals, it seems, are owned by the Catholics in my area. That being said, St. Joe's has been a Catholic hospital for a very long time. It's a very good hospital. I've had multiple surgeries there, not on purpose. And the best thing about St. Joe's is almost all of their rooms are private. So that is super good. They have really crummy food, which is par for course. And let's see here. What do we got here? Dorothy Potter Foundation can help with financial relief. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be checking out what I can get. From what I've been told, hey Andre, good to see you, and thank you for that resub. From what I understand, the moment the billings go over 10% of your annual income, you qualify for some sort of some sort of bill relief, like some sort of subsidy. That's the word I'm looking for. So and it has gone over. I have been billed more than 10% of my annual income, so I will be attempting to get some of that debt cut off. That being said, though, honestly, I mean, I am not happy with the amount of money that I have to pay. I don't have extra 6,800. I don't have an extra $7,000 basically sitting around, okay? But I will happily go into debt for $7,000 in comparison to the 127 plus the another 2,700 plus the couple other blah 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 blah. You know, I mean, like, I have no problem with paying $7,000. I mean, mentally speaking, I have no problem paying $7,000. Financially speaking, I will have a bit of a problem paying $7,000. Don't get me wrong, it's going to take a minute, but I mean, I'd rather have to only pay $7,000 than 130, right? And yeah, I'm not happy with the money they bill. Oh, well, we're going to actually get into a couple line items about that. And do I feel like I had good care, though, Molly? Darlene, I'm here. I'm relatively uninjured. The injury that I'm currently nursing back to health is something that is totally self-inflicted. And I did see your question, how long I'm going to have it bandaged. Honestly, I don't know. It's a really deep wound. I'm going to guess I'm going to have some kind of bandage on it for a couple of weeks. Probably not one this hardcore, but I'm probably going to have a bandage on it for a couple of weeks. But do I feel like I had good care there? Yeah, for the most part. The nurses at the ICU were super, super sweet, and the injections that they gave me were obviously worked. You know, I would really, yeah, I mean, I can't have hoped for a better outcome. But it is weird, like, the occupational therapy that I got, which was literally like 10 minutes of time with the occupational therapist, that cost $1,500. They billed me $1,500 for it. The insurance paid for the whole thing, but $1,500? You've got to be kidding me, right? And let's see here. Your computer at your other house can't log into Twitch, so on my phone waiting for the Mexico-England World Cup game. Vamonos, Mexico. Yes, exactly. And PPP Bang, crazy summer for ticks, and the tick pills for your drugs cost 50 euros per pill. Animal industry is nuts. And you know what, dude? Seriously, PPP Bang, they are like that here in the United States too, because they know that people are going to pay for it, right? I mean, they know that people are going to, because people love their animals and they love their children sometimes, and animals become people's children's. And absolutely, yeah, they will pay that $50 to keep those stupid, gross ticks off of their animal, because ticks can be nasty for their little aminals. And let's see here. Your Selma turns 1 next week. That's right. It has been about a year since you got a new dog. Since we got a new dog. All of us here at Chatter with Statter. And, let's see here. Okay, so it sounds like we're all clear, right? We want Mexico to win the sports ball game today, right? Right. Honestly, you guys, I am, not really following the World Cup, but I'm following it more than I ever have before. And today I was reading about the Mexican-England match, and I didn't know this, but I feel if I were a betting person, I would be betting serious money that Mexico is going to win this match. And it has nothing to do with either of the ability. Well, anyway, I don't know anything about any of the players on either the Mexico team or the English team. But what I do know is this. England doesn't know how to play at a mile above sea level, whereas the Mexican team does. And if you've never been a mile above sea level, you don't understand what I'm talking about. But let me just tell you this. The air is thin. It's hard to breathe. When people from Denver, Colorado come to Seattle, they can run sprints for miles and miles and miles because there's too much oxygen here. It's so easy to breathe at sea level. At altitude, oh no, altitude, it's just, you're trying to catch your breath. You can't even sing a song, let alone flip and run a mile. But Mexico's used to it. Mexico's played that stadium before. They know how. They know how. England is going to be at a loss because they won't be able to catch their breath. And I mean that not even figuratively, literally. They just don't have the, and once again, it's not disparaging their coach, not disparaging their players, not disparaging anything. It is simply a human fact. If a human body is not used to breathing and playing at altitude, they aren't gonna do it as well. It's just how it is. Altitude and weather also affect how people sound and grow up. How people sound and grow up. Sound and grow up? I mean, altitude, well, so many things. Tell me more about why you say that, PPP Bang. I'm not like arguing. I'm like, wait, what? Explain. Explain yourself, like, so I understand them. And yeah, and then the weather. Oh my God, the weather apparently right now is just awful. They're they might even have to have they, Andre. Are you okay? If it's raining and they say it's easier with altitude than heat. Oh, really? Okay, it's raining and they say easier with altitude. All right. But is the game still being postponed because of the rain? Because I knew that there was major thunder and lightning warnings going on in that area right before the game. And PPP Bang, in America, we call it soccer. I cannot speak for Canada. I believe Canada also calls it soccer. I believe they call it soccer. But in the United States, we absolutely call it soccer. And I'm on the beach. Isn't that sea level? I can breathe in the ocean air. Yes, that is absolutely sea level, Puzzycat. And I'm at about 250 feet above sea level. We're basically at sea level, both of us. But at like 2,500 feet, which isn't quite a mile, but either way, that is a lot higher. And let's see here. Oh, it has an effect on your vocal cords. Interesting. And Andre says no, they didn't postpone the game, the Mexico-England game, but the last game they did. Oh, excuse me. Got it. Yeah, I heard about the last game. And Terry in Scotland, Folarin Balogun. Yeah, how not to pronounce that name right there. U.S. striker has Nigerian parents living in London before he was born. They came to the States on holiday, and the airline wouldn't allow his heavily pregnant mother to board a plane back, so he was born in Brooklyn. The only reason he can play for USA. Oh, okay. And except they stated the most concerning is the lightning. Yeah, instead of the rain, right, Mexico right now. And so let's see here. Okay, so PPP Bang says, even though I did not read this before, altitude affects your voice primarily through lower air pressure and reduced humidity. At higher elevations, the thinner air requires greater breath support to project, while the typically dry air can cause your vocal cords to become raspy, reducing dynamic power and making it necessary to pause for your breath more frequently. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. And let's see here. Yeah, Puzzycat, I was on Haleakala in Maui and I almost passed out at 10,000 feet on the way down the mountain. Right, yeah, 10,000 feet. Pff, imagine trying to play soccer on that. Yeah, the stadium isn't nearly that high, obviously, in Mexico City, I think is where it's at. but it's not low either. So my prediction, and remember, you guys, I know everything about sports ball. My prediction is England is not going to win this one. And do you know they called it soccer at first in England, then they changed it to football later? The Americans used the older name not to confuse it with American football. Huh. I wonder, why did they stop? Hey, Andre, do you know why did they stop calling it soccer? I mean, honestly, first off, football really does make more sense. But why did the English change it to soccer? And PPP Bank says soccer comes from association football. I don't know what the phrase association football means. I'm unfamiliar with that term or that group or governing body, or I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Holy crumbs, 7,349 is the altitude of Mexico City. Why did I think that where they're playing today is only at 2,500 feet? Then are they playing in Mexico City? Let's see here. The Estadio Azteca in Mexico City sits at an altitude of 2,200 meters is what I probably read and just thought it was feet. 2,500 meters. Yes, that's exactly must be what I was thinking. Yeah, so holy flirking snit, dude. That is a really high above sea level. Yeah, oh no. 2,500. No, 2,500 feet. Not even 2,500 meters. Yeah, that's yeah. That they ain't gonna breathe. They're not gonna be breathing. It originates from England. The sport was called association football at first. Then it was shortened to soccer for association. That's weird, but okay. I mean, we call, people who are named William Bill, so whatever. But still, that's weird. And they changed the name to football to be more like the Europeans. Oh. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to send their like a slack-jawed yokel. So they changed the name to football to be more like the Europeans. Then Terry says there's rugby football, which we just call rugby, association football, which is soccer, and gridiron, which is what the English call American football. I have never in my life heard of soccer being referred to as association football. This is the first time I've ever heard that term, ever. Once again, not saying that it's not true, or not saying that it doesn't exist. This is not where I'm not arguing with I've never heard it called that. I'm like, really? Like, what? Like, association football? What? Dude, I don't even know what that means, man. I do now, but I didn't then. Okay, all right. And then there's Aussie rules football. Well, and there's Canadian football, which is gridiron or whatever. And oh yeah, Aussie rules where the refs wear butcher's hats. Now you can only count to 9.5. I don't know what that means, because mine goes to 11, Pussycat. And wow, okay, so wow, man, there's a lot of kinds of football out there, right? So we've got rugby football, association football, gridiron football, Canadian rules football, Australian rules football, flag football. What else do we get? Anything? I could think of 6 footballs. It's a lot of footballs. And they're all played very differently. And yes, indeed, Shock, the world is a strange place. Now, Australian rules football, is that more like, is that more like rugby? Is that more like gridiron? Or is that more like soccer? I got, oh yeah, now I can only count to 9 and, oh, I get it now, pussycat. I can count to, yes, I can count to 11. That's my other finger. That's my other finger. And you're right, the word soccer originated in 19th century England as an Oxford slang. Oh, so it's an Oxford thing, abbreviation of association football, shortened to assoc, created to distinguish from rugby football or rugger. Associer. Okay, all right, here we go. We absolutely are learning stuff. And Midnight Frequency Radio coming in. I can't speak about any sports but dirt track racing. And dirt track racing, you're talking about motorcycles, or are you talking about hot rods? Or both there, Midnight Frequency Radio. And so, etymology, the word soccer derives from assoc, short for association, plus initially appearing as a soccer, associer, or soccer, before settling on soccer. Okay. And let's see here. Midnight Frequency Radio says cars. All right. Rapid Roy, that stock car boy. I'm assuming he's part of the dirt track racing. And this, we've got the NFL, the WFL, the WTF. Yeah, totally. And what is the WFL? Is that the World Football League? Or is that Women's Football League? NHL is the only thing I care about, says PPP Bang. Fair enough. I think that those playoffs are finally done. The finals, the playoffs is what I'm trying to say. I think that those are finally done, at least in the, well, no, yeah, the Stanley Cup's already been done, isn't it? There's garlic football. You won the world championship this year? Wait. Is the world championship different than the Stanley Cup? And then garlic football. And then there's banana ball. And then Andre says, no, Gaelic football. And yes, it's different. Oh. Okay, I had so many questions, but we're already 1 minute past our Lono listening break, so let's listen to some Lono, and then we're gonna come back and talk about things.
Moku Kiakai from A minor to C. Here we go. Kahi moku ki a kahi, loa I ka wheawini, hoi pono nā pēa, hea wale ana oe. Kahi moku ki a kahi, loa I ka wheawini, hoi pono nā pēa. Laina sipi a umua, kumai malama moku, papai kai hoi luna. Hale ili oe, laina sipi a umua, mai malama moku, papai kai hoi luna. Waku I ka aina, na ke kalahu. Aina mai ka puana, kahi moku ki kahi. Waku I ka aina, na ke kalahu. Aina mai ka puana, kahi moku ki kahi. Waku I ka aina, na ke kalahu. Aina mai ka puana, kahi moku ki kahi. Waku I ka aina, na ke kalahu. Aina mai ka puana, kahi moku ki kahi. Waku I ka aina, na ke kalahu. Aina mai ka puana, kahi moku ki kahi.
All right, so Andre, do you have enough to share with the class? Double cheeseburger, fries, and a shake. Strawberry banana milkshake sounds like delicious deliciousness. Then Darlene bragging about blueberry pie with whipped cream. I could have some blueberry pie with whipped cream. Did you bring enough to share with the class, Darlene? It's okay. You're allowed. It's all right. But I now have a really big question. What is Gaelic football? What? Gaelic football? What? I mean, garlic football makes almost more sense than Gaelic football. At least with garlic football, we know that they're using a head of garlic cloves as the football. It totally makes sense. What is Gaelic football? Anyone? Bueller? Somebody, please. It's just another Irish football sport. Well, but what? But no, you can't. No, you can't answer it like that. Is the ball round or is the ball... Is the ball round or is the ball rugby shaped? First off. All right, let's see here. Gaelic football, commonly known simply as Gaelic, or football, is an Irish team sport. A form of football is played between two teams of 15 players on a rectangular grass pitch. The objective of the sport is to score by kicking or palming the ball into the other team's goal, 3 points, or between two upright posts above the goal and over a crossbar above the ground, 1 point. And the ball looks round from the picture. Okay, well, I can honestly say I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of that. And there you go. Okay, all right. So now we have Irish football as well. So at least 7 footballs. 7 kinds of football. All right. And let's see. Wait, what? Hold on. Pussycat got lasagna? Where did I had lasagna tonight, says Pussycat. Yummy. But Darlene, she's like, oh, no, can't like that. Sounds yummy, but dairy intolerant. And then there's Discworld football. What, pray tell, is that? And if you tell me that it's football played with frisbees, I'm going to say, no, you cannot. Because there's not even a ball involved. Let's see here. You love that the Irish and Scotland are cheering Mexico in this game. I think everybody's cheering for Mexico in that game, except for maybe England. In which any object which has been played, i.e. kicked, 3 times is legally the ball. Okay, so that doesn't Discworld doesn't really exist then in real life. That's just because Shock is saying y'all have to read Pratchett. It could be a can, someone's hat, you know. Oh, okay. And yeah, exactly, Trail Dust. Why don't we just invent our own football tonight? It sounds like Terry Pratchett already has. And oh no. Lame, Pussycat, you broke your glasses just before the show started. And now you can't type anymore. Can't see what I'm typing anymore. Oh no, so you're just gonna be quietly watching the rest of the stream. Fair enough, fair enough. You know, Puzzy, you need to become more like me. You need to become a glasses hoarder. I have so many glasses, and they're not necessarily the proper prescription, but they're close enough for government work. If I broke my backup pair and my backup pair and my backup pair, I would still have a pair. You just gotta hoard them in their glasses. And hurling says Terry in Scotland, is an outdoor team game of ancient Gaelic Irish origin. When played by women, it is called Camogie, I don't know, which shares common Gaelic root. Whatever. One of Ireland's natives Gaelic, I don't know how to read anymore. Yep, I don't know how to read anymore. One of Ireland's native Gaelic games, it shares a number of features with Gaelic football, such as the field and goals, the number of players, and much terminology. It has been labeled the fastest field sport in the world. All right, there you go. And oh no, the English are singing "God Save the King." Okay, I have questions about that, Andre, or all of you, actually. Shock is admonishing us, saying that we need to read all of the Discworld series, especially that one, We Free Men, and the Night Watchers arcs. Okay, there we go. And let's see here. Puzzy, you have one extra pair with paint splashed on them. Well, can't the paint be removed with, like, turpentine or something like that? And let's see here. Bacola T back in the house. Even number of fans on this ship, but sounds more like Mexico fans, are so singing the anthem. Got it. And hurling uses a big wooden stick in a small club, kind of like field hockey. Okay. Luckily with my eye exam this year, nothing's changed, so I don't need to get new glasses. Whew, those can get pricey too. You know, Darlene, if you go to Zenni Optical, they're not nearly as pricey. Zenni.com, Zenni.com. Super cheap. These frames at Zenni were like $15. This whole pair of glasses, progressive bifocals with super high density extra upgraded frames, I think they cost like $50 total. And Rick, I have a set of glasses, but only use the one that holds 4 ounces. And exactly, Trail, that's why are the sentences so full of all the words? And so we will see you later, Pussycat, hui ho. And, okay, so here's my question, you guys, and I truly do mean this question, and I truly know that I sound like an ignorant American. But, hey, Thomas the Turtle, you might know this, although you would have good reason not to know it as well. God Save the King, is that... I always thought the song was God Save the Queen. Period, end of story. I didn't think, is that song actually always used and they just change king and queen interchangeably as needed? Because for some reason, I don't know why, I thought the king would have a different song. I thought that the queen, like God Save the Queen, that's her song. That's her song. Her song. Her song. And then the king, he gets a different song. So they don't... So God Save the Thing is the anthem. And so... You just... Okay, wait. Okay. So, Andre, that might have been... Okay, Andre says... Go Save the Thing is the anthem, even though they had a queen for all those years. I'm assuming he meant God Save the Thing is the anthem, but I also think he probably meant to say King is the anthem, even though they had a queen. Okay, well see, I I don't think that it sounds right to say God Save the King. To me, God Save the Queen is the way the words are supposed to be. The king can go find a different song. He can go find a different song. That's what happens when you use the voice option on chatting. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, the king can go play a different song. And frankly, you guys, am I the only one who has a problem with the idea of using Prince Charles? He's still just Prince Charles to me, y'all. I don't know why. Okay? He is still Prince Charles. I have succumbed to the mystique of Elizabeth II. I have. And I don't care that he's the king now. He's not my king. He's not my king. Queen Elizabeth. Not really my queen either, but she's more my queen than he is my king. And I think Charles has been saved on this long, to actually become the king. He waited quite a long time. Yes, yes, he did. Hey, Elaine, good to see you. God is king, says PPB Bang, whereas Pocola T says, dog, save the king. That's it. And they only changed one word because they're all British after all. Yes, exactly. I still think he needs his own. Though. And the long dark tea time of the soul is one of your favorites, says Terry in Scotland too, Sugarlock. And speaking of a Terry Pratchett work, I'm assuming. And yeah. I don't know what to say. Oh, you found the Lono song. It's Botanui. You know what, People Bang, that's so funny because I was 97% sure that was a song, but I doubted myself so much. And the reason why I doubted myself so much was I was actually going to play that song today. But I chose not to. And so it was already in my mind. And so when you asked me that, I was like, I feel like it's Botanui, but then I was like, no, that's just because you didn't play it. I should have actually played it last stream. For those of you who are on the stream last stream, you would know why I should have played the Botanui. But although it wasn't Boto, it wasn't Nui, it was just a Boto. But anyway, I didn't. And let's see here. You just got a bit of a problem with an anthem that has both God and a king in it, but maybe that's because I'm an American. Could be, Andre. Absolutely could be. And yes, I will play it next time. Can we play it now? Well, I don't have it loaded up. So now we have a wounded sock puppet. That is exactly it, says yes, Trail Dust, that is exactly it. A wounded, she got knocked in the face. She has a bloody lip. One of her teethuses is missing or something. And I can do it. What did Boto Nui mean again? It meant big penis. Boto is a penis and Nui is large, great, noteworthy. So it means it's a noteworthy penis. And let's see here. Game who started in an English player already got a yellow card for kicking a Mexican player in the face. And it's a Filipino word and a Hawaii. Yeah, Boto is Filipino. Although in Hawaii they know what it means. And then Nui, that's a Hawaiian word for real. And so, let's see here. Okay, how about we do this? I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant, and then we're gonna maybe find some Lono. So, okay, you guys, we're going back to my hospital bill, and we're gonna talk about the pharmacy for just a second. Do you see this particular thing? Let's see here. If I can make it work. No. There we go. How about that? All right, this right here, you can't really read it very much, but this right here, it's 22 grams. It says so right there. 22 grams. 22 grams of mupirocin ointment. 22 grams of Moop or whateverness ointment. And I spent $17 on this. Look what they charged me. If you see, there's $201.20. Like 10 lines down, you'll see there's $201.20. And then there's another $201.20. And I think there's like a third $201.20. And that is for 1 gram of this stuff. So I've got 22 grams of this same stuff. And so 22 times 201 equals, this in a hospital would be worth $4,422. $4,422 right here. If 1 gram is worth $201, 22 grams is worth $4,422. What this is essentially Neosporin. It's a different kind of antibiotic ointment. It's stronger than Neosporin. They gave it to me as a MRSA prevention situation for my nose and my oxygen tank. But yes, it's a high-powered Neosporin, and you should be careful with it. Yeah, I used it on my thing. I used it on my thing. But I don't use it very often. I use it on my animals because it's also for animals. But yeah, $201. For you got yours from CVS. I got mine from the hospital when Leo bit me on my hand. Let's see, I think it was this hand. When Leo bit me, I got this. And so yeah, and then let's see here. And then there's, oh yes. All right. This isn't, hold on, where did it go? Let's see here. The baby aspirin, that costs, gosh, let's see here. Where did the baby aspirin go? Okay, I can't find the baby aspirin, but it was kind of expensive. And my melatonin was $12. And then, God dang it, let's see here. Yeah, here we go. And then, let's see here. And then this is Lipitor. That was where you're looking at a $25 pill right here. $25 pill. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with what these are. These things. These little things right here. You use these. You put these little strips in a machine. You prick your finger to get some blood, and you put some blood on it, and it tests your blood sugar. Each of these strips costs $6.75. I have a container full of 50 of them. It's about $3,500 worth of strips right here, according to hospital prices. Good time pills are the only thing you got to pay a lot for. And, oh yeah, you got to do that now. What? Oh, the baby aspirin. Yep. And, melatonin is like $5 here if you got diabetes. Insulin is free in your country. Yeah, definitely not free here. And, oh no, asking for positive vibes to Mr. P and me this week. Just started cruise with 2 very active grandsons. Oh no, and you're coping with the second cocktail. Oh, very. I think you might have meant to say oy vey, but still. We're getting, says Terry in Scotland, a walk-in general practice. in Lanark soon. Baneybo told me I have to switch practices to use it. Don't know what that means. You compel those strips to third parties these days. Yeah, I don't really understand that, Andre. And I just have them on my house because okay, so y'all, have you seen like signs on the side of the road that talk about we buy diabetes supplies, and they're generally talking about these strips? I don't understand. What is that, Andre? Do you know? Because you're talking about that, you do know you can sell those strips to third parties these days, and that is what that is. And yes, I do know, sort of. Yeah, exactly. You see flyers for the strips buying. Yeah, exactly. But I don't understand. So I don't. Okay, first off, these are kind of expensive when you buy them in the store. They are kind of expensive. So, but Andre, do you understand like what that third? And Darlene's seen those signs too. Does anybody understand what that's all about? Like, are they just going for people who like, oh, your grandpa just died, so you've got all these things, so we'll just take them off your hands for a reduced cost? Like, you spent $75 for this, we'll give you 25, or what? I don't like what. And then are they reselling it? Are they donating it? I don't. Does anybody know what's up with those things? That whole service, for lack of a better term. And yeah, Rick, exactly. Is it like selling food stamps for cash? That's sort of what I'm wondering. I mean, like, is it like, seriously, is it this legitimate? Or I just don't, like, what's going on with that? I don't understand, man. All right, so as you guys ponder that, I'm going to show you this particular pharmacy bill, and you're going to look at it for the next couple minutes. And while you do that, I'm going to go find the little video for, Lono that had for PPP Bang, and it shouldn't take too long. And exactly, Rick, I don't think I'd want secondhand medical supplies. Precisely. Yeah, I mean, how do you know that they're legit, that they haven't been contaminated, that they're still, they haven't been exposed to like too much light or any, I don't actually know what could ruin these supplies from being useful, but it just, I don't know, it just seems really weird to me. So I'm very confused about that. And let's see here. All right. So, boom. All right. Yeah, exactly. Time ruins all of them for the most part. All right. So now that you guys have learned that potassium chloride, a potassium chloride tablet can cost $34.20. That's just silly. And a liothyronine tablet can cost $6.29, and my antidepressant costs $30. Now that you know all of that, let's see if we can listen to some Lono again.
Okay, if you go up to the Kalaupapa Lookout here in Molokai, there's two trails. One trail goes to the lookout. The other trail goes to one of Molokai's most scenic points. Yeah, here we go. Have you ever been up to the phallic rock? Sit on the rock and you have good luck. ka boto nui. Kai lua e kolu e ha, ua i ka boto nui. E lima, e ono, e hiko, e walu, ua i ka boto nui. Ua hope, ua hope, ua i ka boto nui. Ua hope, ua hope, ua i ka boto nui. Uhe uhe ni paapo haku mai kai, ua i ka boto nui. Koni koni paapo haku mai kai, e mua i ka boto nui. Mua hope, mua hope, mua i ka boto nui. Mua hope, mua hope, mua i ka boto nui. Kai lua kolu e ha, mua i ka boto nui. E lima, e ono, e hiko, e walu, mua i ka boto nui. Ua hope, ua ka boto nui. Ua hope, ua i ka boto nui. Uhe uhe ne paapo haku mai kai, ua i ka boto nui. Koni koni paapo haku mai kai, e mua i ka boto nui. Mua hope, mua hope, mua i ka boto nui. Mua hope, mua hope, mua i ka boto nui. Mua hope, mua hope, mua i ka boto nui. Mua hope, mua hope, mua i ka boto nui. Woo! Okay, now you know.
All right, there we go. So we've got to do a couple things. First off, we've got to say, hey, how's it, Sionda? Good to see you. And let's see here. And Andre is gone there, yes. And he's still an only child, though. And it looks like if you click that link, you'll see a Boto Nui video from Shock. And apparently Darlene's got some pics, too. But hey, Terry in Scotland, you wrote something. The UK government is kicking out Peter Thiel's Planeteer out of NHS. London's mayor kicked them out of the Metropolitan Police. I don't know what a Palantir is. So, can you help me with knowing what the Planeteer is? It seems like Darlene knew what you were talking about. Palantir is a giant spy globe from the Lord of the Rings. The company is a big spy company. Okay, but I'm still really confused. Oh shoot, I'm still really confused. A surveillance software mostly. Well, what were they doing? I don't understand. Why were they in the NHS to begin with? What were they doing there to begin with? Surveilling everybody. Well, there are a lot of cameras, so they could. Well, who let them in? I guess like what? But I mean, it's like somebody had to give them access, right? Like that's like what? Under what guise were they allowed to even be there to begin with? I mean, you can't be part of a government organization or part of the police department without somebody saying, "Hey, yeah, come on in, join our forces." So like, how did they, under what guise were they there to begin with, I guess is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm also doing something here, y'all, while I'm talking to you, which is why you might have thought that I seemed distracted. I was, but I am still a little bit confused. Surveilling, so what are they doing there? Surveilling everybody, right? And yeah, there's a lot of cameras in the UK, of course. And we have flock cameras here. Yes, all your movements available at any cop, anytime without a warrant. The UK has a massive camera surveillance system, usually run by the police. So dummy Keir Starmer let them in. Okay, so... And this is me being an American. Who or what is a Keir Starmer? Who is Keir Starmer? And then my next question, I guess, is who is Peter Thiel? British Prime Minister who just resigned. And so I'm going to assume that Peter Thiel is the acting current Prime Minister? Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I don't really want to talk about butthead billionaires. Okay, he privatized the national surveillance system. Got it. All right, well, I don't really want to talk about those guys. I don't want to talk about those guys at all. I want to talk about puppies. Puppies and cute things like this. Puppies! Peter Thiel is a South African who invented J.D. Vance. I did not know that J.D. Vance was invented. I am very confused about that. But okay. These are puppies that belong to PPP Bang. We've got the cute little puppy in the water. And then we've got another puppy who's looking confused, that's sitting around wearing cool shoes. Only important, who invented puppies? Exactly, Jimmy Vance bought and paid for. And, True Terry, he has moneyed up and supported by Peter Thiel. Got it. Okay. And, you guys, normally I would know these things because there was, believe it or not, there was a time that I did pay attention to international politics. There was a time that I did care about things. And I have since had to stop. So, apologies for being a dumb American. I've literally turned into one. It's awful, but I just cannot pay attention anymore these days. It kills me from inside. And Darlene, these are PPP Bangs puppies. I don't remember which one is which. I think Selma's the black one, I think, maybe. PPP Bang, tell us your puppies' names again. All the puppies have names. Selma is the black one, and then what's the other puppy's name? The puppy that looks confused. Velo is the Jack Russell. That does not look like a Jack Russell. Looks okay. It looks a lot wider than Jack Russell's in the United States. But I like Selma. She's cute. She's my favorite color. She's the black one. And Finnish puppies, do they eat smoked fish? I've got some smoked halibut in my freezer. Maybe I'll eat some smoked fish tonight. Smoked fish sounds good. It sounds like yes, indeedly do. They do eat smoked fish. Okay, so Elaine is saying Thiel is a rich billionaire. Starmer is the resigned Prime Minister. Got it. All right. So we're learning so much today about people in charge and things like that. But we're also learning about football. We're also learning about puppies and who invented them. And PPP Bang got 2 pounds of fish from your friend yesterday for free. Yum. What kind of fish did you get, PPP Bang? And let's see here. I just remember Helsinki opener market smelling like smoked fish. And you got pike perch. All right. I don't know what that is. I mean, I think it's a freshwater fish. Pike perch are what? I always thought pike are I thought that pike fish and perch fish were different kind of fishes. I didn't know. Pike's got lots of teeth, right? And I guess perch must too. Are pike and perch the same kind of fish, or are they different fish? So you got pike fish and you got perch fish, or is it a pike perch? And that's one fish. PB Bang, pikes. And Darlene says, yeah, pikes do have a lot of teeth. And so pikes and perch are the same fish. Okay. All right. Pike's kind of like a freshwater barracuda. I used Google Translate. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It said pike perch. Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't know if you're making it up or not. And so, not in the U.S., it's not the same. Arbroath smokies are the best smoked fish, although smoked salmon ain't bad. I don't know what an Arbroath smokies are, but hold on. All right, so I'm gonna look some things up. Perch versus pike. There we go. Ooh, look at this. Oh. Oh, so perch are smaller schooling fish known for their spiny dorsal fins and aggressive pack-style hunting. Pike are elongated, solitary apex ambush predators with duckbill-like snouts and razor-sharp teeth. But the pike is known as pike perch. So they are two different fish, but they're also not. The pike is a pike perch, and then the perch is just a perch. Y'all, pretty soon you're going to tell me that there's that many kinds of footballs, too. Eddie Lane, your dad fishes a hobby. We ate lots of fish from the ocean. Once mullet from a river. Ocean fish have more flavor. Yeah, that's what I think, too. In Japan and Canada, I ate trout, which had zero taste, like paper, no flavor. And the Arbroath smoky is a type of smoked haddock named after the town of Arbroath in Angus, Scotland. Got it. And is Angus, Scotland, where the beef came from? And speaking of which, I know we've only got 4 minutes left, and so we don't have time to talk about this, but I still have to ask you because I really, really, really thought about this a lot when I was going to sleep last night. Okay, so dairy cows are cows. They're the ladies. They've got the boobs that we milk, the udders, right? They're all ladies. What happens to and dairy cows have to give birth in order to make their milk start flowing. So if the dairy cow gives birth to a boy cow, what happens to that boy cow? Because you only need like 1 bull for every, 5 cows or whatever the metric is. So what do they do with the boy cows that get born on a dairy farm? At first you'd be like, well, they eat them, right? Well, yeah, maybe, but because steers, those are what we get beef from. That's a different breed. Like Angus cattle is Angus cattle, known for its steaks. Jersey cows are known for their milk. They're not necessarily, they don't like, the cow, I mean, yeah, you can eat them, but they're not necessarily commercially. Well, I guess what I'm asking is, are the boys eaten like Angus steak are eaten, or do they just get cold, or what? Correct, the boy cows are more than likely sold off or raised for meat, maybe, but I'd say sold to another farmer that might want a bull or a male. The boy cows on a farm field are called ground beef. He gets eaten now. They just buy frozen sperm, so they don't need to keep so many bulls. Well, right. Steers are castrated boy cows. Right. Yeah, exactly. Or bulls, I guess. So studs, right, but they don't need them all, right? I mean, they're, and that's an extra head of cattle to feed. And so, and then this vice versa, opposite effect. The Angus cattle that we eat, the Angus steers that we eat, when that mom gives birth to a baby girl, does the baby girl get eaten, or is she kept to make more baby boy? Like, what do they do with the, because we eat the boys. So I'm just like, what do they do? Because this is what I do know. Like, when chickens get hatched and it's an egg farm, they don't want boy chickens. They just want the girl chickens, because the boy chickens, they don't lay nothing. But you got a mouth to feed. So when they kill the little baby boy chickens, they kill them because they don't need them. So they're hatched, they sex them, and they go, girls in this box, boys in the drain. Girls in this box, boys down the drain. Girls in this dog, boys to the wood chipper. And so I'm just wondering, do they do the same thing with cows? And let's see here. My uncle had a pig farm. Poor females got several times caught. I guess the farmers just want as many piggies. Let the males have any female. That's why they're probably sold. And just like raising horses, lineage is also looked at. So if a good lineage, the males could be sold off for a profit to a breeder farmer. Well, right, but what if they're just like schmoes? I feel like I'm going to have to look into this on my own, because I don't think none of us know. None of us know the answer. That's what I'm thinking, Picola T. I'm thinking they become fertilizer. I'm kind of thinking they become animal feed for the pigs and stuff. I just don't think that they live. I don't think they live. There we go. That's what it boils down to. We eat either. Pigs are taken as food at different ages. Older pigs are tougher, I think. No 4-H members around here. Right, exactly, Andre. Male dairy calves, bull calves, are considered surplus to the dairy industry because they cannot produce milk, leading to 3 primary fates. Okay, we're going. Terry, are you going to tell us what those 3 primary fates are? Because that is what we're looking for here. But we're already 1 minute past the bottom of the hour. Slaughter shortly after birth. In many cases, particularly in the UK and historically elsewhere, calves are killed within days of birth. They're often classified as bobby calves and are euthanized on farm or transported to abattoirs for veal, leather, or pharmaceutical byproducts. Okay, this practice is often driven by the economic unviability of raising them. And Darlene, I wouldn't put it past some farmers to use as fertilizer. Right. Okay, Terry in Scotland says, another option is raised for beef. A significant portion of bull calves are sold to beef farmers. They are typically castrated to become steers and raised for meat. In the U.S., most dairy bull calves enter the beef supply chain. Okay, so the dairy calves do become our steaks. While in the UK, industry standards are increasingly prohibiting routine on-farm euthanasia to encourage rearing for beef. Okay, and Trail Dust is saying surplus calves are sold, too expensive to waste. Okay. And then Terry says the third option is raised for breeding. A small number of high quality bull calves are kept by specialized dairy breeding farms to serve as herd bulls for natural breeding or to provide semen for artificial insemination. However, bulls are rarely kept on production dairy farms beyond 2 years of age, as their temperament becomes too unpredictable for safe handling. And at that point, they let them out into the world where PPP Bang can go and get them really drunk. Because PPP Bang has a high tolerance, and holy moly, he is drunk. With the cows in the field. That's what he's doing right now. He's creating his own finished version of Wagyu beef, drinking beers in the field with his beef, his beef animals. All right, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's drinking vodka, Andre. I don't know that, but I'm going to say vodka because that's what I'm going to I've drank over 2 liters of vodka since Friday. There you go. See? Vodka. I told you it was vodka. All right, you guys. I want to thank you for hanging out. I want to thank you for subbing and resubbing and give subbing. I want to thank you all for the biddies and biddying. And I want to thank you for sitting around chatting about nothing and everything and nothing again. And then some more of nothing. Because that's basically what we do here. So, maybe we'll see each other on Wednesday. We might not see each other on Wednesday. I might have a doctor's appointment. So we will be in touch about that. As soon as I find out, which will probably be on Monday, we'll have a little figure out. So I will let you guys know if there's not a stream on my Facebook page, on the Discord page, and I'll try to get the word out via our little grapevine, because our grapevine does seem to work. And I want to thank you so much once again for being here, Mr. and Mrs. Moderators. Okay, maybe they're not moderators. I mean, Mrs. Moderate. And yep. Thank you, moderators. That's all I'm trying to say. Exactly. Twitch cops. Thank you for being here. I don't think we needed you, but you never, ever know. All right. We will see each other maybe on Wednesday, maybe not.